What if I told you that the following plants could send you to paradise forever? Hi, I'm Cloudy Owl, and today I'm going to introduce you to 7 extremely dangerous plants. From those you might accidentally encounter while walking down the street to others that could be growing in your own backyard, I'll rank them from 1 to 7 based on how deadly they are, with the 7th one truly being a shocker. First up is the cactus. Now let me tell you a story. Back in 1982, there was a man named David Grunman. While hiking through the Arizona desert, he came across a giant saguaro cactus, one of the largest cactus species in North America, reaching heights of up to 50 feet. Feeling adventurous, he started shooting at the giant plant. But here's the surprising truth. A large branch of the massive cactus fell on him, crushing him instantly. One important thing to note is that the spines of the saguaro cactus are extremely sharp. They can cause serious injury, being as sharp and strong as steel needles. If you're hiking in the desert, and you get really thirsty, you might think you can drink water directly from a cactus. This is a survival myth. While cacti do contain water, drinking it directly is dangerous. The water inside a cactus is full of chemicals that can cause nausea, diarrhea, and even worsen dehydration, making it a risky option for survival. Not only that, but it can also damage your kidneys. The second plant is water hemlock, a plant that might look harmless, but is actually one of the most poisonous plants in North America. Its innocent appearance, with leaves, flowers, and stems, hides a deadly secret. This plant contains cicutoxin, a toxin found in its roots and leaves, which can cause violent seizures, tremors, and even death if ingested. Going back to the 8th century BCE, Homer introduced the term sardonic smile, which originated from Sardinia. He wrote about ritual murders where victims were poisoned with a toxin that caused a grimacing facial expression. The elderly who couldn't care for themselves and criminals were poisoned with sardonic herbs and then executed by being thrown off cliffs or beaten to death. For centuries, the identity of this mysterious herb was unknown, but a research group led by Giovanni Appendino revealed that the culprit might be water hemlock. This white-flowered plant grows on celery-like stalks along ponds and rivers in Sardinia, now part of Italy. Water hemlock's poison is extremely potent. Just a small amount of its root can be fatal. It contains a toxin that disrupts the communication between nerves and the brain. Symptoms of poisoning include nausea, dizziness, stomach pain, rapid breathing, blood in the urine, exhaustion, seizures, unconsciousness, and death. So, it's best to be aware of it and avoid it entirely. Next up is the oleander plant, a beautiful plant with a hidden secret. Oleander grows in gardens, parks, and public spaces worldwide, admired for its stunning white, pink, yellow, and red flowers. However, every part of this plant is poisonous. The leaves, flowers, and even the sap contain compounds called oleandrin, which can affect the heart. Consuming any part of the plant, even in small amounts, can cause symptoms such as vomiting, stomach pain, headaches, nervous system disorders, slowed heart rate, rapid heartbeat, and can cause skin allergies, with severe cases leading to death. There's a real-life story related to the oleander plant. In the year 2000, a woman discovered her husband dead at home. She immediately called the police. After investigating and finding no physical injuries on him, the police suspected poisoning. After several investigations, they discovered that the wife had taken out a life insurance policy on her husband just a few months after they got married. Life insurance is when person A buys insurance for person B, and when person B dies, person A receives more money than the amount paid for the policy. After gathering evidence, the police concluded that the woman had poisoned her husband by putting oleander leaves in his tea. However, she didn't receive the insurance payout because her husband's death was initially declared as undetermined, which meant she couldn't obtain the death certificate or the life insurance money. Later, the woman, named Angelina Rodriguez, was brought to trial for murdering her husband and her infant daughter, and she was sentenced to death. Moving on to the 4th plant. It's the tobacco plant. The tobacco plant looks like this. Here are its leaves, and these are its flowers. The reason I mention this plant is because it contains one of the most dangerous neurotoxins, nicotine. If you eat or swallow any part of the tobacco plant, you could experience symptoms such as dizziness, headaches, rapid heartbeat, nausea, and anxiety. This can even lead to death, although deaths from ingesting the tobacco plant are extremely rare. But this is the real killer. When the tobacco plant is harvested, dried, processed with additives, and made into cigarettes, it becomes one of the most dangerous killers. The evidence? Every year, around 8 million people die from tobacco-related causes. In the US alone, about 480,000 people die annually due to smoking. Nicotine in tobacco is highly toxic and incredibly addictive, making it very hard to quit. That's why I recommend you stay away from cigarettes. Don't even try them once. The fifth plant, Belladonna atropa. This is what its fruit and flowers look like in the wild. Its leaves and berries are extremely poisonous, making it one of the deadliest plants known to man. All parts of the plant contain a potent toxin called tropane alkaloid, with the highest concentration found in the leaves when the plant is in bloom. If you ingest any part of the plant, you might experience symptoms such as dilated pupils, rapid heartbeat, loss of balance, headaches, rashes, severe dry throat, hallucinations, confusion, and ultimately death. During the Roman period, 753 BC to 476 AD, Locusta was a notorious poison maker in the Roman Empire in the 1st century, operating during the last 2 reigns of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. She was believed to be involved in the assassinations of Claudius and Britannicus, with the primary ingredient in her poisons being extracted from atropa. The use of deadly nightshade as a poison was well known in ancient Rome, as evidenced by rumors that the Roman queen Livia Drusilla, following advice, used the juice of atropa berries to kill her husband, Emperor Augustus. Additionally, extracts from atropa were used to poison arrows. One thing that is really important to note is that many people have tragically mistaken atropa berries for blueberries. The sixth plant, castor bean, Ricinus. Here are its leaves, its flowers, and its fruit. When dried and peeled, the fruit reveals castor beans. These beans are the most dangerous part of the plant. It is the most commonly known poisonous plant worldwide because castor beans contain an extremely deadly toxin called ricin. If you ingest ricin, you'll experience symptoms such as nausea, severe stomach pain, extreme dry throat, vomiting blood, blood in urine, blood-related symptoms, severe dehydration, and then death. Let me tell you a story related to ricin. In 1978, a Bulgarian journalist named Georgi Markov was on his way to work on a street in London, England, when he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his leg. He turned around and saw a mysterious man who had dropped an umbrella near him. The mysterious man apologized in confusion, and then left. Georgi Markov continued to his workplace. A few hours later, he began to experience extreme pain in his leg. He was taken to the hospital for treatment, but the doctors couldn't find the cause. 4 days later, he died, still without a known cause of death. After investigation, the police found a tiny bullet under his skin with 2 small holes, measuring 1.7 millimeters in diameter. The bullet was believed to contain ricin. It's highly likely that Markov was assassinated by the man with the umbrella, who had used the umbrella to shoot the ricin bullet into his leg. The reason for the assassination was likely related to Markov's political writings about Bulgaria. The person responsible for the assassination was never found. The seventh plant, Abrus precatorius. Here is its fruit, its flower, and its seed. The seeds are shiny with red and black colors, and they're often used by indigenous people to make prayer bead necklaces. However, the most dangerous part is inside the seed, which contains a deadly toxin called abrin. Abrin and ricin are quite similar, but in terms of toxicity, abrin is 10 times more potent than ricin. Abrin enters the body's cells and inhibits protein synthesis, destroying the cells. This is how it harms the human body and can lead to death. These are 7 extremely dangerous plants you need to be cautious of. The common factor is that they only become harmful when ingested. So next time you encounter any plant, make sure you fully understand it before consuming it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.